Hi! Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Bronwyn if you're new to my videos. Today we are talking about two of my favorite things ever, Miss Taylor Allison Swift's songs. Miss Taylor Allison Swift's songs, that's a lot of S's. And books. As you can tell from the title, we are comparing and matching Taylor Swift songs to books. I have all these records by her. These are in order that I got them. Folklore, Red, Taylor's version, Lover, Evermore, and Midnight. Oh, and I'm wearing the red official Taylor Swift cardigan. Seems fitting. Our first song is Anti-Hero from Midnights, and that matches with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Specifically, this matches with the main character, Pip. If you're not familiar with this series, it's a murder mystery and she's reopening a cold case from 5 years ago about a dual suicide and murder, and she's trying to prove that the convicted murderer is innocent. So the specific lyrics that I thought matched: midnights become my afternoons. She has no sleep schedule. By the third one, she's literally up, I want to say 90% of every day. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. She should not be left to herself. She gets herself in so many scrapes and so much trouble and just is constantly like testing the boundaries of how far people will go for her, but not even how far people will go for her, it's how far people can go against her. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming. And this is, I think, like, she latches on so close to her boyfriend, and they are perfect for each other. I think they're adorable. But she gets to the point where she's kind of like, you are the thing holding me to this earth, and I'm terrified that if you leave me, I'm going to fall apart. You are what's keeping me grounded. So this is book 3, page 84. And this is literally the recurring chorus of the song is, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Is it normal for one person to have this many enemies? I'm the problem, aren't I? How did it get so late already? I understand why they all hate me. I might hate me too. And that is like the epitome of anti-hero in a murder mystery line. And I think it fits her so perfectly. And there's more lines too, but I just didn't write them all down. But literally anti-hero is Pip. The next song we have is from Evermore, and that is Champagne Problems. And Champagne Problems, I'm sure you can guess, goes along with Little Woman, specifically Joe and Lori's plotline. Little Woman, if you're not familiar, which stories of these 4 sisters, and in it there is a little plot with Joe, one of the sisters, and Lori, their neighbor and her best friend, and Lori likes Joe and proposes to Joe, and I'm sorry if this is a spoiler alert, but also Little Woman is like very popular, so and widely known. So if you don't want this spoiler, maybe skip to the next section. But otherwise, Joe refuses Lori's proposal, and Champagne Problems is literally the story of someone refusing a proposal. So it's perfect, and I've seen it compared so many times. Because I Dropped Your Hand While Dancing, when they first meet, they have this cute dancing scene. Too perfect. You had a speech, you're speechless, love slipped beyond your reaches, and I couldn't give a reason. Like, she gives reasons, but the brunt of it is, we drive each other crazy, and he's like, no, we wouldn't. She's like, but we would. Like, I can't do this to you. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, I never was ready, so I watched you go. Sometimes you just don't know the answer till someone's on their knees and asks you. Okay, 1 for the money, 2 for the show. I don't really know what that line means, but I know 1 for the money, he has a lot of money, this kid's rich. And then 2 for the show, she's like loves writing and theater and all that, and I'm 100% misinterpreting this line, but I just heard money and show and I was like, this is them. Sometimes you just don't know the answer till someone's on their knees and asks you. I think before she knew that it was a thing that he would ask her, but she was always kind of like, I'll deal with that bridge when I come to it. And then after he proposes and she refuses and he leaves, I never was ready so I watch you go, and he literally goes to Europe, I kind of regret that. I kind of wish I had said yes. She doesn't know the answer to the question except for when he's on his knees and asking her. But then in the moment she does the right thing. And then the last line that relates to it is, but you'll find the real thing instead, she'll patch up your tapestry that I shred. And Lori does fall in love with someone else. Sorry, I don't think I ever mentioned. Little Woman is by Louisa May Alcott. You're on Your Own Kid. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This is a trilogy, became very popular last year with the release of the the Prime show, and I think season 2 is coming out this year. I explained it in my yearly wrap-up, and I did a terrible job of it, and I don't want to attempt that again. But basically, it's a summer childhood friends to lovers romance in a love triangle. Summer went away, still the yearning stays. Basically, the first chapter of the book, she's like, yeah, I only see him in the summer, but I love him all year round. I wait patiently, he's gonna notice me. It's okay, we're the best of friends. She's like, I've been watching him with all these girls that are his age, because there's like a little bit of an age gap, just like 2 years or something like that. But this year, I'm going to go after him. I'm gonna get it. He's going to notice me. We're friends. My phone ran out of storage, so I had to upload the footage. I don't remember what I was saying, so sorry, because I think it ended in the middle of a sentence, but we're gonna deal with it. I hear it in your voice, you're smoking with your boys. He does smoke, it is a bit of a sore spot in the relationship. I waited ages to see you there, I searched the party of better bodies just to learn that you never cared. That is how this is really bothering me. That's better. I literally moved it a fraction of an inch. That is exactly how she feels. She's literally like, I've waited so long for you to notice me, and now I'm going to the same parties as you, I'm hanging out with the same people you are, and I'm realizing that like maybe I read too much into everything. I hosted parties and starved my body like I'd be saved by a perfect kiss. Like the entire thing is her waiting to be kissed by him or to be asked out or for him to notice her. She's doing all of this not necessarily so he'll notice her, just so that she'll be noticed by someone. My friends from home don't know what to say. I looked around in a blood-soaked gown and I saw something they can't take away. My friends from, her friends from home don't know Conrad and Jeremiah, the boys, so they don't really understand her obsession with going home every summer and why that feels like home instead of the place where she spends 10 months of the year. I mean, not to brag, but I did a really good job with these because I think they're all just so perfect. Where is it? I found it. All the young dudes. And the Marauders and Remus, James, Lupin. John? James. John. It's James Fleamont Potter. Yep, okay, got it. We got it. Also, I said Potter really weird. Folklore. When you're young, they assume you know nothing. So I feel like that's him referring not to Sirius, but to all the Marauders. Like, when we were young, they assumed that we were just pranksters. We didn't know what we were doing. It was all in good fun, which I mean, it kind of was. But I knew you guys. I knew where your priorities lie. That's not a word. What you were thinking every time we did something stupid. I know what was hiding in the background, even though everyone else said we were just being stupid boys. Hand under my sweatshirt, baby kiss it better. The idea that Remus is just constantly wearing like cardigan, and like sweaters and stuff. And then also, he's constantly getting scars and not feeling too good. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite. I feel like he's constantly feeling shunned and like pushed to the side, and like he is an old cardigan hidden under someone's bed that no one really cares about. And then Sirius and James and Peter take him out and are like, no, we love you, we prioritize you, we appreciate who you are and what you're doing for us, and you did not deserve to feel that way. So how do we make you feel better and make sure you feel the most love? Playing hide and seek and giving me your weekends, going with the same sentiment I just said for the last line. You drew stars around my scars is the most Wolfstar line anywhere. Sirius is literally a constellation, and Remus has so many scars from being a werewolf. You drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding because he thinks that Sirius abandoned them when James and Lily died. Tried to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy. I mean, Remus loses Sirius. But I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. I knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. Hey, Sirius has tattoos. I knew you'd haunt all my what ifs. He spends the next 12 years being like, well, if Sirius were here, this is how it would be. Not intentionally, but that's just what he does. The smell of smoke would hang around this long. Again, they smoke together. I knew I'd curse you for the longest time. He does. He literally curses him for the next 12 years. He hates his soul. He's so upset with him because he led to James and Lee's death and the breaking of the Marauders and everything. It was terrible. And he thinks he betrayed him. And I knew you'd come back to me. You'd come back to me. He does. Next, we have, there we go. Oh, this one's so short, but it's so perfect. Okay, next we have Epiphany from Folklore and The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. If you don't know, Song of Achilles is the love story between Achilles and Patroclus. It's been a very long time since I read it. I don't remember his name, and I don't even think I pronounced it properly when I read it. Keep your helmet, keep your life, son. They're literally fighting in a war. With you I serve, with you I fall down. Again, they're literally serving in a war together, and they're kind of like together through it all. Something med school did not cover. Patroclus, I don't remember his name, but that's what we're going to call him, is the med student. He is the doctor. That is him. And Achilles is the warrior, which goes along with the "with you I serve." They're serving together just under different banners. Keep your helmet, keep your life, son. Achilles is the warrior. He needs his helmet. Only 20 minutes to sleep, but you dream of some epiphany. And this goes along with the idea that demigods have dreams from the gods that are like planted there of the future or prophecies or whatnot. And Achilles has some of these in the books. Next, we have yet another Midnight's one. This time, oh, don't fall out, that would be really bad. Mastermind. The Inheritance Games trilogy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you know anything about the Inheritance Games, I think you know where I'm going with this. The Inheritance Games is about a girl who mysteriously inherits billions, and the whole book is a mystery, contemporary mystery, where she's trying to figure out why she's inherited this and why the other people in this old man's family were cheated out of their will. And it's very puzzle and like trick oriented. A chain reaction of counter moves to assess the equation of you. Checkmate, I couldn't lose. I feel like that's literally Tobias Hawthorne taunting them as they go through these books to try and figure out why Avery was left with this. And that's kind of her perspective too. She's like, I'm going through a chain reaction of counter moves. I'm just countering everything you can throw at me to assess the equation of like why you did this, of you. And then also they play, there's this whole thing where she's really good at chess. So that's where the checkmate, I couldn't lose comes in. What if I told you that none of it was accidental? So literally the plot of the book is trying to figure out this is not accidental, right? I laid the groundwork and then, just like clockwork, the dominoes cascaded in a line. Again, Tobias Hawthorne taunting them from heaven, or hell, the afterlife. It was all by design, 'cause I'm a mastermind. It's just the books. Jennifer Lynn Barnes taunting me as I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on as I'm reading. This is the first time I felt the need to confess, and I swear I'm only cryptic and Machiavellian 'cause I care. And I feel like that's him talking to the boys when he's like, this is the first time I've decided to confess why I'm doing the puzzle. This is the first time I felt like I need to tell you finally is going on in your lives. And I swear I'm doing this because I care about you. I need to stop hitting the side of this book. And yeah, it's perfect. Yet another Midnight's one. I need to challenge myself to just do one with no Midnight songs. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a really good book. It's about a band in the 70s. When the morning came, we are cleaning When the morning came, we are cleaning incense off your vinyl shelf, 'cause we lost track of time again. Laughing with my feet in your lap, like you were my closest friend. So the first half of that line is, we lost track of time, and now we were, I think it's supposed to be manifesting with the incense, but they were probably smoking. Music, vinyls, like this is literally what they bond over. Because we lost track of time again, probably collaborating over music. Laughing with my feet in your lap, like you were my closest friend. Daisy throughout the book is dealing with this impending feeling of loneliness, and then she finds Billy, someone that she collaborates with and connects with, and she's like, we're friends, and he's like, you're off. I don't trust this. And she's like, no, we're close, and she like kind of pushes boundaries, not just with him, but with people in general. So laughing with my feet in your lap, I feel like she would do that to anyone. Like, I just met you, my feet are going in your lap, and we are laughing about something. Sobbing with your head in your hands, ain't that the way shit always ends? Yeah, that's her opinion of him. Because he's going through tough times, and she's like, ain't that just the way? Like, you gotta learn from life, dude. You were standing hollow-eyed in the hallway. Carnations you had thought were roses, that's us. Your world has been torn apart. And what you thought you knew, everything that you thought we were, everything that you thought everyone else around you was, that wasn't true. And I wake with your memory all over me. That's a real freaking legacy to leave. I did not swear. I swore before, not now. And she's like, why did you do this to me? Why did you leave your imprint on my soul like this? How dare you? How freaking dare you leave me to deal with these pieces that you left? When in reality, she's responsible for most of those pieces. Would've, could've, should've. Oh my god. Shadow and Bone Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. Oh, my phone's about to die. 1 second. If I was some paint, did it splatter on a promising grown man? And if it was a child, did it matter if you got to wash your hands? I don't know how old she is. I think she's supposed to be 18. I would have stayed on my knees, and I damn sure never would have danced with the devil. She's like, if I had known what was going to happen, I would not have done that in the first place. I would have stayed where I was, doing the cartography stuff. I would have not danced with the devil, who I did not know was the devil. Now knowing he's the devil, would not have danced with them. Wow, that was very backwards and forwards, but whatever. I think you get my point. And now that I'm grown, I'm scared of ghosts. Memories feel like weapons. When you go through any type of war or trauma like she did, you're gonna have flashbacks and it's gonna be painful and you're gonna be like scared, and she's scared of the memories of him and she's like, she doesn't want to deal with it. It's also been quite a while since I've read these books. And if you never saved me from boredom, I could have gone on as I was, but Lord, you made me feel important. I feel like that's exactly what happened. She was like, I'm good. Like, I don't need this. And then he started to teach her, like, this is what you can do as a summoner. This is what this could mean for you. And she's like, oh, well, now you're making me feel like I'm the key to everything. She was. She's like, you're making me feel like I'm necessary and I'm important. And it's been a while since I felt that. And I appreciate that from you. And if you had never made me feel that way, I think we could have saved the world from a lot of difficulty. Living for the thrill of hitting you where it hurts. Give me back my girlhood. It was mine first. Absolute banger of a line, A. And B, I feel like in the second two books, she's literally like, you betrayed me. You stabbed me in the back. And now I'm going to hit you with everything I've got. Innocent from Speak Now and Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And now, you may not think that those songs go together, but ho ho ho, Santa's in their house apparently. They do. They very much do. Picture, if you will, that the song Innocent is Inej reassuring Kaz. I don't know why. He had a breakdown of some sort. He finally snapped. Wasn't it easier in your lunchbox days, always a bigger bed to crawl into? Referring to Kaz's older brother, Jordy, who he could always crawl into his bed. He was always there to protect him, until of course he wasn't. Did some things you can't speak of. He's done so many unspeakable things. We do not need to list that off. If only you had seen what you now know. If only you had seen what you now know. If only you had seen what you know now then. If only you knew the friends you would make, the journey you would go on, the love you would find, would you make the same decisions? Who you are is not what you've done, and this boy has done a lot. You're still an innocent. She's saying, at your core, this is not you. You've done what you had to survive. When the monsters caught up to you, when you couldn't run anymore, you did what you had to do. But at your core, I believe you're still the same little boy. Then we have TikTok's favorite book, and for a while my favorite album, Lover, which has Death by a Thousand Cuts, and Death by a Thousand Cuts goes with It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is a story of a girl who is experiencing domestic violence at the hands of her boyfriend, and she also, her mom experienced domestic abuse at the hands of her father, and then she's also throughout this thinking of her past love from when she was younger, who he had bad family experience. Saying goodbye is death by a thousand cuts, flashbacks wake me up. So that's how she feels. I think about both boys. I still wake up thinking about what you did or what happened to you. This is crooked and that's bothering me. I look through the windows of this love even though we boarded them up, and I think that's referring to Atlas, because she's like, I'm looking back on us even though we're long gone. We may have ended this, but I'm still clinging on to you and the experience that we had when we were 16. But if the story is over, why am I still writing pages is perfect for Atlas, because she literally wrote a journal and that's how she's reminiscing about their time together. So if our story's over, the journal, why am I still writing pages? She's not, but she's thinking of it. Quiet my fears with the touch of your hand, paper cut stings for my paper thin plants. And that's 16-year-old Lily talking to like 17-year-old Atlas. Like, you were a comforting presence in my life, and our plans were paper thin. When they didn't work out, they hurt me. Okay, I have two more that I want to do. Only the Young for the Hunger Games trilogy by Susan Collins. It keeps me awake, the look on your face the moment you heard the news. And I'm thinking this is Katniss thinking about Prim. Being like, it keeps me awake, the look that I saw on your face the moment they called out your name. The game was rigged. The literal Hunger Games are rigged. Could this be more literal and perfect? The wrong ones think they're right. You were outnumbered this time. The wrong ones think they're right. That would be the government and Snow. You were outnumbered this time. I feel like that's referring to the games. It's 24. One survives. Only the young can run. It's all about young people, clearly. And the Hunger Games is targeted towards younger, not a younger audience, but they're involving young people. Run to be in the Hunger Games, but also using young people in the games will give the most impact. You brace for the sound you've only heard on TV. I think that would be like the cannon shooting that someone's dead. The big bad man and his big bad clan, their hands are stained with red. It's describing Snow. The big bad man, his big bad plans, his hands are stained with red, because he's killed indirectly so many children through the Hunger Games. So many people just in general. He has led to the death and demise of so many people that have just suffered in poverty, died in the games. This man's hands are stained red. Don't say you're too tired to fight. It's just a matter of time. Up there's the finish line. Like, you are so close. And I feel like Katniss feels that a lot. She's like, it's not my responsibility. I didn't sign up for this. I'm too tired. I'm done. I went through the games. I'm done. I don't want to fight in a war. And I think we're gonna end on a bit of a cheery note. And then I will do a part 2. Not next week, but sometime I will. Because this is not all of them. And I could literally ramble about books and Taylor Swift for hours. The Selection, which goes along with Enchanted from Speak Now. Forcing laughter, faking smiles, same old tired lonely place, walls of insincerity, shifting eyes and vacancy. That's both of them. This is their experience in the castle. They're like, I don't want to be here. This is boring. Oh, wow, that's a nice wall. Vanish when I saw your face. All I can say is it was enchanting to meet you. Once they meet each other, he's like, she's the one. She's perfect. I love her. She's incredible. He'd be a good friend. I could use him. He'd be actually really helpful in this process of being bored at the Selection. Playful conversation starts. Counter all your quick remarks. I mean, I've read better banter, but they're not bad, and they do. The playful conversations that these two have are quite cute. Passing notes in secrecy. The tugging on their ears. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. The lingering question kept me up. 2 a.m. Who do you love? And I feel like that could either be Maxon thinking about not Aspen. Maxon thinking about America, or America thinking about Aspen and Maxon. Like, she's asking herself, who do you love? Pick. And Maxon's like, who do I love out of the Selection? Who does America love? And now I'm pacing back and forth, wishing you were at my door. And I feel like America does that a lot. She's not allowed to really go find him. He has to come get her. And she's like, I really wish I could just talk to him, but I don't know how to find him or get into contact with him. Please don't be in love with someone else. Please don't have somebody waiting on you. So please don't be in love with someone else applies to both of them. He's like, please figure out your love triangle. And she's like, there are 34 other girls here. Who do you love? Which one are you picking? You're making me confused. Please don't have somebody waiting on you, as I think him being like, please don't have someone waiting on you when you get home. If there's someone else, you're literally gonna tear at my heart and break it. Break my heart, break it 1,000 times. It was only ever yours to break anyway. That, my friends, is not even half of it, but I've been recording for an hour, so I'm going to stop, and I will do a part 2 eventually. Come back in a little while for that. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love doing this. If you like Taylor Swift and or books, or just fandoms in general, and someone who likes to rant, definitely subscribe to my channel down below, or check out my other videos. All my socials are also linked down below. But otherwise, that is all for today. Thank you so much, and I will see you again next week with another fandom. Bye!